Hello and welcome to this MBL webinar on adjudication enforcement, providing introduction to this subject for advisors. Over the course of the next 30 minutes or so, we're going to pick up in the life of the adjudication process and walk through various aspects from reviewing the adjudicator's decision to considering legal means for enforcement, whether there's an arbitration agreement or in any event through court processes. We're going to look very briefly at grounds for resisting enforcement, at Part 8, claims for declaratory relief as a means for superseding an enforceable decision. We'll look also at the scope for obtaining a stay of an enforceable decision, and finally at the means for enforcing court judgments insofar as they're relevant for adjudication decisions. So if we begin then with the review of the decision. Now, of course, the first thing that you will do is to hurriedly find your way to the bit of the decision that tells you the outcome, whether your client has won or lost or somewhere in between, and you'll consider the implications of that for the matter you're dealing with. Having dealt with that exciting process, it's then time for the conducting of a more sober review, and I would suggest that that naturally begins with consideration of whether there are any slips, what the scheme calls a clerical or typographical error. I say that's an important matter to do at an early stage because under the common law or under procedural rules, there's only a very short time limit for this sort of review, 5 days under the scheme, as you can see from the slides. Now, the nature of the slip rule under the scheme or otherwise is a limited one. It's important to understand that once an adjudicator has issued their decision, that their powers have largely expired. There's very little they can do at that stage, but they do have this limited continuing power to correct matters such as clerical or typographical errors. And what that permits are changes that give effect to the adjudicator's first thoughts or intentions.